Hey everyone, this is going to be a really quick video here. I'm just going to go over how exactly to hit the squares and hit these buttons on your FB9 controller like mine, or if you're playing on an actual arcade machine. The same stuff applies because it's used as the same hardware. So basically, the number one thing is don't hit it too hard. Not everybody, but a lot of people make this mistake that they just put way too much force on the buttons, thinking that if the harder they press, like the better response they'll get from it, which is actually not the case. If you press hard, all you're going to be doing is doing damage. Also, if you're pressing it all the way down, like with full pressure, and you're trying to move around, you're just going to be really slow. So it's going to hurt your timing overall. Maybe not so much in regular play, but if you're using the hard mode option, which makes the timing much stricter, then you want to be able to move around as quick as possible. So you don't want to keep pressing it really hard, and then it just feels very heavy when you play like that. The best thing you should do is tap it lightly and then lift your hand as soon as it makes contact. The button really only has to go down about like halfway in order to make contact. You really don't have to you don't have to press it down the whole way. For example, this button here that I have, this bottom corner here like doesn't even work anymore. It's just, I've had this controller for many years, and under each of these buttons there's 4 individual rubbers that make contact with the connector to actually do the button press. So this button here doesn't even work on this corner, but if I press it like anywhere else, it'll work just fine. So be careful when you're hitting these buttons. You don't want to hit them too hard, because you're going to have an issue like on my button here, that this rubber doesn't even work anymore. It's just super worn down. So you want to press it just very lightly, like so. Lift it up as quick as possible. Another advice I could say too is try to always aim for the middle of the panel. It's just better that way to hit directly in the center. If you aim too closely to like the corners or the bottom or the top, there's a better chance that you might accidentally hit the spaces in between, which might be getting a miss. I make that mistake often when I'm doing something like this. Sometimes I'll hit too close to the bottom and it won't register, and I'll end up sliding down and hitting this metal part here. So try to aim for the middle if you can. Other things too, when you're actually hitting the buttons, I tend to use my finger pads to hit. I don't go like this. If you do this, you're just going to cause damage to your fingers and your joints. So try not to go hard like that. I think it's better to just hit with your finger pads. When I'm using my thumb, I use the side of my thumb here. So sometimes I use the bottom as well if I'm turning, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is a really pretty quick video here, just a little overview. I mean, if there's any other questions you have about hitting the panels, let me know, but main topics, hit it about halfway and then lift quickly. You don't want to bottom out the button. Use your finger pads instead of going down like that. You're just gonna cause damage if you hit like that. Also, if you're using your pads, it's just easier to lift up. Try to aim for the centers of the panels when you're playing. You'll just have way more accuracy if you play that way. Oh, and one more thing too. If you're hitting stuff at the same time, like 2 notes at the same time, like something like this or like this, try to synchronize your hand motions on how you're going to do it. For example, if you hit this button with your middle finger, but then you hit this button with your index finger, if you see your middle finger is going to slightly hit it first because it's longer, so it might cause you to end up getting a great or a good instead of a perfect. So try to synchronize your hits so you're actually hitting them at the same time. Every millisecond counts when you're playing for perfect timing, so just be careful about that. If you insist on using this finger and then this finger, then just make sure that you hit it at the same time. Just one thing to watch out for. But anyway, that's a quick little tutorial on how to hit the buttons properly. Like I said, if there's any other questions, please let me know. And yeah, I hope that this helps a little bit and gets your timing a little bit better. Thank you.